Today's story is a very interesting one, and I feel like every single immigrant living in the UK needs to watch this because trust me, you are going to learn one or two things from it. If not giving up was a person, it is this woman. I'll be sharing with you the story in details. Hey lovelies, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new or coming across my face for the very first time, my name is Faith Ojone, and this is your go-to channel for anything information, lifestyle, and storytelling. If these are the kind of content that interests you, hit the subscribe button down below, turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. Without saying so much, let's get straight into it. This mother and her daughter are appealing to the Home Office against the decision to send them back to Nigeria. This woman traveled to the UK on a visitor's visa in July 2007 with her 4-year-old daughter, and they overstayed their visitor's visa. So the woman then made several applications to leave to remain under the Article 8 grounds, which was refused by the Home Office. She appealed, it was refused and dismissed. Under Article 8, individuals have the right to have family life respected and to live in a stable environment with their loved ones if they are in the UK. So in the immigration law, Article 8 grounds are often invoked in cases where someone is facing deportation or removal from the UK. If someone argues their case on Article 8, they are saying that they cannot be deported or removed from the UK because if they were deported and removed, it will affect their life in a way that is unfair because they have a family tie in the UK. So, for example, now someone might argue under the Article 8 ground that they have a family living in the UK. So it could be a husband, wife, spouse, children, relative, and all of that. And they are saying that if they are removed from the UK, it will affect their relationship with their family here in the UK, and they can establish that as their case. This is me just explaining more about the Article 8 on human rights. In 2011, the woman sought asylum with the UK government and they denied her. She made a human rights claim again in August and the government said no to her request based on human rights. That is like 3 to 4 rejection. She appealed again in July 2017. The case was heard in Manchester and the judge refused her appeal and dismissed the case. The 2nd of May 2017, the Greater Manchester Immigration Aid Unit, on behalf of the woman and her daughter, appealed, giving a bunch of documents to the courts, including a summary of their previous case, explaining to the courts that they thought it is best for the woman to remain in the UK based on her daughter because her daughter have been living in the UK for years and the UK is the only country she knows. The daughter is considered a qualifying child who should not be made to leave the UK. It will go against the immigration rules and laws around human rights. The mother said that she has explained to the Home Office about the problem she has with her ex-husband back in Nigeria, and she's still maintaining that everything she has said to the Home Office is true, nothing is a lie, and they didn't disclose what issues she had with her ex-husband in Nigeria because sometimes they don't disclose some sensitive information in some of these hearings. She also talked about her daughter, saying that she has been living in the UK since she was 4 years old and has been in school. She has friends in the UK. She's also involved in activities here in the UK. She doesn't know much about Nigeria, and if she goes back to Nigeria, she's going to struggle. The daughter then wrote a letter to Home Office. She talks about how she's scared to go back to Nigeria because of the bad memories. She feels like she's a part of the UK and wants her mom to be able to work and live a stable home in the UK. The UK government have decided to make it more difficult to live in the UK illegally because you can't work, you can't rent an apartment. If you're living in the UK illegally and you're surviving, honestly, I don't know how you do it because even those who are living legally in the UK are still struggling. So imagine not having the right to rent, the right to work, and the right to anything, literally. This is why most times people always try to find a legal or permanent stay in the UK because it's difficult for them. You can't even have a bank account. The Home Office got a report from the daughter's school saying that The daughter is doing well, just that she needs to be more focused in class and avoid conflict. 15th of May 2017, the Home Office said that they were opposing the appeal because the woman did not meet the rules for staying in the UK, and they also said it is upon the mother to prove that it would be very hard for her to fit into Nigeria again, and her daughter to prove that it is not fair to make her leave the UK with her mom. They denied her application again. The Home Office gave reasons saying that the daughter could go back to Nigeria with her mother, and that it is usually best for children to stay with their parents even if they have to leave the UK. During this court hearing, the judge lets the Home Office to decide on the decision that they want to give to this mother and her daughter. In 2012, in the decision, it was said that the daughter's dad in Nigeria wasn't seen as a risk to the daughter. So the judge was worried about the letter that was written by the daughter, because the judge believed that the letter was influenced by the mother. Even though the child might have real fears, the judge thought that they were not based on real danger. The judge disagreed with the Home Office idea that it is best for the child to go back to Nigeria with her mother. The judge thought that the child's best place is with her mother in the UK, where she has been for most of her life. You see? But again, they've decided to send them back. The judge had to look at both sides of the situation. On one side, it is good for the child to stay in the UK because she has been here a long time and she is doing well in school and she has friends. But on the other side, the mother has history of breaking immigration rules and has not been honest in the past. They didn't talk about what she lied about. And the judge also thought that the child could have a good life in Nigeria with her mother. There are family members who can help them back in Nigeria, and the mother can find work to do in Nigeria. The judge didn't think that the child's fear were true and said that the mother can help her adjust to life back in Nigeria. So based on that, they can go back to Nigeria. The judge also said that it is normal for children to move around a lot because of their parents' decision. In this case, the judge thought it is reasonable for the child to go back to Nigeria with her mother, even though she has been in the UK for a very long time. They denied them again. The judge decided that neither the mother nor the child can stay in the UK based on the rules, and the decision is fair and final. But again, trust this woman, she appealed again. This time around, a different judge took over the case and they found an error in the law, meaning that the first judge made a mistake when they were applying the law in this case. In this situation, it is clear that the judge did not follow the rules correctly. The judge should have known about the important changes in the case when the government decided to rely on old evidence. The second judge also mentioned that the first judge did not ask enough questions about the child's evidence, which was a mistake. The second judge also said that they should have realized that the government decision to use old evidence was a big change from what they said before. This change wasn't fair to the woman and her daughter appealing. So the second judge said the first judge should have asked the child more questions about the evidence, even though the Home Office did not ask her anything during the hearing. This second judge decided to remake another decision and says that this means that the tribunal needs to look at the case again and make a new decision. They have to set the decision aside and make a new one. So in this case, the child has been living in the UK for over 10 years, making the child a qualifying candidate under Article 8 of the Human Rights, which she has made her life here, so it is best for her to remain in the UK. The tribunal considered the child's best interest and decided that even though her mother broke immigration rules, it is still best for the child to remain in the UK. They don't see any strong reason to force the child to leave the country, so they decided to give them a leave to remain. Personally, the lesson I learned from this is the woman's resilience. I mean, I know we Nigerians are resilient, but this woman, is resilient. Another thing you should know is that if you're living in the UK and you have a court case, you cannot leave the UK. For example, if you have a court case and your visa expires, you can still remain in the UK because you have a court case until the case is finalized. So I guess this is the reason why the woman keep applying, appealing. She never gave up until she got a decision. At the end of the day, her resilience paid off because she was granted leave to remain. And again, the more she was fighting it, the more years her child was living in the UK, which made the child a qualifying candidate to remain in the UK. So maybe the first few years while she was applying for this visa, she didn't qualify, but the more she was staying and appealing and applying, the child qualified. Let me know the lesson you learned from this story in the comments below, and let me hear your thoughts. I mean, this one is an interesting one because I'm happy with the outcome, but I mean, I can't imagine the mental struggle, emotional stress this woman went through. But this is what we mother go through for our child, and I'm so happy she got a positive decision at the end of the day. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. We have come to the end of this video, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share, like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.